This is Will Powers on May 6, 2019. California Senate passes a bill that would keep Trump off primary ballot unless he releases his tax returns. This is a quote from Breitbart from an article on a law the California State Senate passed requiring presidential candidates to release 5 years of income tax returns. And I quote, "And what could well be described as a direct shot at President Trump's re-election effort, California State Senate passed a bill on Thursday that would require presidential candidates to release 5 years of income tax returns, which Trump is unwilling to do because, excuse me, he is being audited." This is how a low blow for Democrats, to go this low, to deny due process and to deny not only Trump, but his supporters a chance to exercise their constitutional right to vote. Will Democrats' hatred toward Trump never end? For God's sakes, the Mueller report is out. No collusion. Get over it, Democrats. You lose. Game over. Move on. If anyone thinks this is going to become law, then you're fooling yourself. This is a phony attempt to please the Democratic base and show their constituency they are doing something about Trump, no matter how pathetic their attempts to do so. After this becomes state law, as it surely will, since Governor Newsom has already released his tax returns in a state that allows redactions, and he will surely sign the bill that will be challenged in the courts, I have no doubt, and when it eventually comes to the Supreme Court, it will be struck down as being unconstitutional, as it most certainly is. So instead of doing something about the homeless problem in San Francisco and LA and elsewhere, Gavin Newsom is on junkets to El Salvador. Maybe he needs more voters, I don't know. The LA Times reports Governor Gavin Newsom announced last week, this was on April 1st, that he'll be flying to El Salvador to learn the root causes of migration to the United States. It is easy to take advantage of our weak immigration laws. If you want to come to America, just claim asylum and they have to let you in. You're given a court date, which I have heard many reports claim most illegal immigrants never show up for. To fix the immigration problem, the solution is simple. Build a wall and change the immigration laws. Why are we giving illegal immigrants driver's licenses and creating sanctuary cities? First, there were only a few cities. Then that escalated until it was the whole state. Democrats won't be happy until the whole country is a sanctuary for South America. Why is Newsom really going to El Salvador? Is it, as the LA Times suggests, to burnish his resume by adding some foreign policy talking points for a presidential run in 2024 or 2028 or whatever? We can't even take care of our own citizens, and each and every policy we institute is designed to further enslave the population, in my opinion, and remove a citizen's freedom of choice. But what else does this legislation represent? This is an attempt to usurp power and give the voter less choices to choose from. In the end, you will not be free to express an independent thought, and your freedom of choice will be reduced to, would you like that car in red or white? Blue was removed to council's decision due to racial issues. It is clear to me Governor Newsom is more interested in the representation of South Americans while ignoring the needs of his own constituents. Well, I have a question for him. What have you done about the housing shortage situation, Mr. Newsom? Care to comment? Where are all these new citizens supposed to go if there isn't enough housing for the homeless? And many millennials are forced to work 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet and pay the rent. College loans are astronomical and student debt is as much as a home in many cases. And you may never default on a student loan. I mean, turn back the clock. Let's bring back the good old days when people went to debtor's prison in England for defaulting on a loan. You work 40, 60 hours a week with a few days off a year, maybe a week, 2 if you're lucky. Slaving away for some corporation, and what do you have to show for it in the end? You're lucky if you can afford to buy a house. If that isn't a kind of prison, I don't know what is. Life in America for a major segment of the young is difficult, unless you prepare yourself for a lucrative career in something specific that you know will pay in the end. This is Will Powers signing off. Good night.